Hello everyone, Average Gamer Cabby here. We're going to take a look at a 3 Stalker Rush build. This is a great Protoss build for anyone who's at about an average skill level, but wants to put on a little pressure to their opponent. And it's a very simple build order to get used to. So what we're going to do, we're going to just probe up till about 9 supply, and then we're going to put down our first pylon. I like to put it down by the entrance of my base to watch for scouts. Lets me use the mini-map to sort of keep an eye out for what's coming in and out of my base. The more vision that I have on that mini-map, the easier it is for me to look, because I get a little bit tunnel vision. So you'll notice my buildings usually work to illuminate as much of my base as possible. So now that we're at 10 supply, we're going to wait for this pylon to finish up, but we're going to keep probing up until 13 supply, then we're going to go with the gateway. Probably noticed already this build isn't too stressful on you getting it done. It's a very simple, very straightforward build. A lot of the decisions that are made in it make a lot of sense. So for example, now we've put down our gateway. The next thing we do is 2 Assimilators at 15 supply. We want to go gas first because we know that we're going to be pumping out some Stalkers, and they require a good amount of gas. So at 16 supply, we're going to throw down our pylon. At 17 supply, we're going to look to put down a Cybernetics core as soon as this gateway is finished. And because we don't need full gas production, we're just going to put 2 probes in each gas. It's not essential that we get 3 in each. It's actually better for us to have a little bit more minerals coming in. Those 2 extra probes help us out a lot. So we've put down our Cybernetics core. Our next step is going to be just probing up till about, looks like till about, I think I do it till about 19, and then I pump down a second gateway. We do it at about 18. So do a second gateway while your Cybernetics core is finishing up. You still got 2 workers in each gas. We're banking up a little bit of gas here. As soon as the Cybernetics core is finished, we're going to start Warpgate research, and we're going to pump out our first Stalker. Now, you can chrono boost out the Stalkers or the Warpgate research. I always prefer to do the Warpgate research because that, for me, that's a lot easier of a way to play, to be able to warp in your units. Warping out these Stalkers, though, would give you a very early advantage for unit count, and it would get 3 Stalkers on the map very early. So at about 23 supply, we want to remember to put down another pylon. And then we're going to, now that this is finished, we're going to do 2 Stalkers, 1 from each of these. So those are our first 3 Stalkers. We can start to pump out extra gas now. We're kind of caught up on probes. We have 16, so we're capped here. So fill up your Assimilators. Start a Mothership Core, and then rally your Mothership Core and your army to your Stalkers as they move out on the map. You may choose at this point as well to push a little bit harder. When you see what they've built, this is where you can decide where you're going to take this. But you'll notice if you looked at the 7 Roach Rush build, I mean, these 3 Stalkers are hitting about the same time as those 7 Roaches are. So it's not overly aggressive. It's not a full-on, all-in type thing. Because it's not as powerful as something like that. But with the Mothership Core and with some micro, it's really going to do well. I had to be careful with this guy. I almost lost him. So I know that they have a lot of Zealots. I know that they have some Stalkers. I feel like I can beat this. So I think that I'm going to take them on in a micro battle here. So up in my base, I'm not really doing much. I mean, I'm just keeping the minerals as low as I can by creating units, warping in units. I did a full warp in here because I didn't have anywhere down below yet. So you'll notice there's the Mothership Core. There's 2 of these coming down from a warp in. And we start to move up and see what we can do here. So I'll keep focused on the microing here just so you can see how we do it. But the computer pulls units after who's attacking them. So whenever you attack one of your opponent's units, it will start to run towards, like if you attack a zealot, it's going to start to run towards the things attacking it. So take advantage of that, poke things like that. This is a great example of how you can be aggressive with this build, because I'm probably a little behind here. They probably went a little more economic, and as far as army goes, you know, zealots aren't great, but they do have a few stalkers. So this is a good example of how micro is going to help me to win this. Ooh, almost losing the Mothership Core. Keeping an eye on the Stalkers here, but we're doing okay. Pulling back the damaged ones. Reinforcing with some from up in the base again. Now we've lost some. We're down to 5, but there you go. From a 3-Stalker rush and reading our opponent, the game is over. So try this build out. Remember, push out 3 Stalkers with a Mothership Core, reinforce as you need to, and see what kind of damage you can do. Alright, let me know if you enjoyed the build, and we'll talk to you soon. Keep it average, gamers.